Hello and welcome into Falcon Stadium here in rainy Connellsville, PA, as we will see the Baldwin Highlanders taking on the Connellsville Falcons. And before this, actually, Connellsville won the toss, elected to decline, so now Baldwin will get the ball first. Hello and welcome into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck. Joining alongside me is Steven Ruffing. And Steve, this is going to be a tough test for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are coming off a loss. You have Baldwin coming off a loss from North Hills, and Connellsville, they're coming off a loss from Franklin Regional, so two great teams that they played.
So now Baldwin will get underway at about the 30-yard line. So as you were saying, Steve, both these teams had some tough schedules coming into this contest. We see for Connellsville, Kiski, McKeesport, also Penn Trafford on there. And for Baldwin, they took on Upper St. Clair, West Allegheny, and Woodland Hills. So they're coming into this, they're just trying to get a victory here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to both do everything they can to get another victory on the season. Both have one victory overall here.
And we're going to see Baldwin coming in with a bit of a different look here as number 2, Timothy Ho, is in the backfield. And he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to go right up the middle, try to pick up some yards. Maybe picks up a gain of 3 there. Excuse me, that was Glenn Ford for Baldwin. So now Baldwin trying to break the huddle. Come back out onto the field after picking up a few yards. 2nd and 7. Ball's at the 33-yard line. One man in motion. He's going to keep it himself yet again. He's moving upfield. Goes to the left, tries to bump it back right, and bring it out past the 50, actually at the 50-yard line. So Baldwin getting their rushing game started early.
Yeah, Glenn Ford there, as a quarterback, he's going for the run there. You see on this replay, just breaking tackles and getting that first down and still getting an extra couple yards with a guy hugged around his waist.
So now Baldwin breaking huddle yet again. Still in that same formation. Kind of weird with 2 linemen with both wide receivers, and they're going to stay in that, and they're going to give it this time off to number 1, Amir Muhammad, and he's getting out to the right, picking up a gain of 1 yard there. So Baldwin, they're just sticking with this run game, and it might be because of the field conditions out there.
Yeah, the rain is coming down, and might be a little hard to throw that ball. As you can see here, Amir Muhammad going down the side, gained more yards going east to west than he did north and south, and just runs out of bounds there.
So now Baldwin still going with that odd set. We don't really see that much all across all levels of football. So they're going to keep it out there with Amir Muhammad coming across the set yet again. And Glenn Ford's actually going to drop back to throw here. And Connellsville is coming out with pressure there. Good defense right there. And Glenn Ford's actually going to stay on his feet. Glenn Ford now moving out to the 50-yard line. So getting back to the line of scrimmage. But Connellsville pressure in the middle.
Yeah, Connellsville just hammering Baldwin with the pressure there. Glenn Ford just didn't know what to do. He broke out of the tackles. He could have been down, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but makes his way back up and maybe turns a 7-yard loss into a 1-yard loss.
So now Baldwin faces a 3rd and 8. Ball's at the 48-yard line, excuse me. So now Baldwin with Glenn Ford in the backfield with a modified pistol set. And he's going to throw it deep, and he's going to go over the middle. Just broken up there by number 20 for Connellsville. That's going to be Aaron Nicholson.
Yeah, as we see the replay here, that weird formation that the line is going for, just throws it up, almost has him, just hits his fingertips as the defender breaks it up.
Looks like that formation that Baldwin was sticking with that entire drive. It worked when they were running the ball. It really did not work when they were trying to pass the ball, as there was really no offensive lineman there for Glenn Ford to really drop back in the pocket and throw it. So now Baldwin is going to have to punt to Connellsville. And back for Connellsville is number 21, Noah Karpiak. Looks like the ball is going to go right out of bounds, just about the 20. See where they call it at the 30-yard line.
And Danny, here we have the tail of the tape. Overall record, both teams have 1 win, but Connellsville has 5 losses. Baldwin has 4. Conference record, that's where Baldwin got their win there. And Connellsville 1-1 at home, trying to look for another game there. these points against and points for is really what stands out too.
And Baldwin is good at away, and Connellsville is good at home. So we're going to see if one of these contests, one of these sides can come out with a win on this contest. So now we're going to see Connellsville coming back out. It's going to be number 21. Same guy who received it, Noah Karpiak, picking up a gain of just about 3 yards.
Yeah, and just like Baldwin, they started out that drive with just a small run there, getting a feel for that defense and seeing what they're going to do for the rest of this game.
And now quarterback Dylan Harshman coming back out onto the field, breaking the huddle with his offense. They're going to be in the I formation set with Karpiak in the backfield. Under center, he's going to give it to Karpiak. Karpiak's going right up the middle, going to pick up a gain of 1. So going to mark a 2-yard gain there. So Connellsville sticking with the run as well.
Yeah, I mean, the rain seems to be coming down. It looks like in the forecast that it's going to be raining for the majority of the game. So it seems like they're going to stick with that ground game, as we see Connellsville has been doing that so far.
And Baldwin broke out and got a few yards out to the 50-yard line, and then their drive got halted when they tried to pass the ball. So now we're going to see if Connellsville can incorporate a pass here. Looks like Baldwin is showing blitz. And they're going to give it to Karpiak. He's trying to go right. He has some blockers upfield, and he's trying to get out to the first down, and he's going to pick up the first down and more. So nice way to pick up the first down and move the chains there.
Yeah, it seemed like he was going to be swarmed by Baldwin defenders there as he has the pitch outside, and he runs outside. Almost tackled a few times, breaks a few tackles, swaying inside and out, and just finally getting that first down and eventually runs out of bounds.
Now we're going to see if Noah Karpiak can get this rushing game, continue this rushing game for Connellsville. It's actually going to give it to their fullback here. Nice little fullback dive there to Lucas White. So picking up the yards with their running back and their fullback.
Yeah, fullback Lucas White, just a big body, just plowing through there. Gains about a 4 or 5 yards there and just doing what he can for this Connellsville team.
So now we're going to see a second and 3, excuse me, ball's at the 46-yard line. And Connellsville is going to keep with that fullback dive, and they're going to dive forward and pick up the first down. The ball was out, but it's actually, they said that he was down. So now Connellsville fullback dives, they're working too, kind of catching Baldwin off guard.
Yeah, just plowing through that line. There's Lucas White just doing what he can. He picks up his the first down for the Falcons, and they're going to be looking to cruise down the field.
So now we're going to see Harshman coming back out to his huddle. They're breaking huddle now, so we're going to see Harshman still in that I formation set. And he's going to give it off to his running back here, and he's going to find some space down the left side of the field, and he's running. That's about the 12-yard line. Looks like they're going to call him out, which is a strong run there from Karpiak, excuse me.
Karpiak just, that's exactly what he was looking for. That's the run that he needed to get this Falcons team in the game. Look at him going outside, just has all the room he can. Can't outrun that last defender as he's finally pushed out of bounds for a great gain for the Falcons.
Now the Falcons getting their rushing game started as well. And Harshman back out there. Baldwin making some moves on defense. Harshman's going to keep it and give it to Karpiak yet again. He's going to go right up the middle for a gain of just about 6 yards there.
And so far, Karpiak looking like the go-to man now as they're going to keep the ball on the ground. Not going to risk it throwing the ball as it might slip out of the hands. Maybe not a great throw, but they're going to stick with on the ground because that is working.
Baldwin trying to make one throw in that last drive and just out of reach of his intended receiver. So Baldwin trying to get their passing game started. Unfortunately, it did not. And now they're going to give it to number 28, yet again, Lucas White. He's going to be stopped by Baldwin. Couldn't pick up any yards on that one.
Yeah, Lucas White, I guess this Baldwin defense finally figured out that fullback dive Connellsville has been trying out. They stopped him dead in his tracks there. Couldn't get much of a gain.
And Baldwin has been showing the blitz on a few occasions this drive against Connellsville. So see if they can bounce one out to the left or the right as Karpiak bounced it out to the left on that last play to get them into this position. And they're going to toss the ball over, kind of a fullback fake. Karpiak's going to bring the ball in. It's maybe about 1 yard short of the first down.
And that was Glenn Ford that took him down there. So we see here on the replay, comes flying up, wraps him up. Just a great football tackle there, just throwing him to the ground, not letting him get into that end zone.
So I'm going to see a 4th and 3. Ball's at the 4 yard line. So situation, you go for it. You know, if you don't get it, you pin your opponents deep in their own territory. So there's a play here from head coach for Connellsville. We're going to see Harshman give the ball. It's going to be another fullback dive. And it looks like he pushed forward. See where they spot this, but strong run there by Lucas White yet again.
Yeah, I don't know if the referee's not sure if he got in here. Look at the replay. Danny is not 100% sure where he went. Looks like yep, he is short there. So Baldwin's going to get the ball back.
Actually, they're going to call it a first down. It still was a first down.
Oh, it was, wow.
Picked up the yardage for a first down, so now the ball's going to be spot smaller than the 1 yard, so just about the inch yard.
That first down was like right next to the goal line.
So now we're going to see Harshman dive forward, quarterback keeper, and he's going to get into the end zone. So touchdown, Connellsville.
Yeah, I mean, Danny, that's huge there. I mean, you know, it's huge for me because I'm the only one that picked Connellsville to win this game. Just saying.
We're going to see what pans out as now Connellsville getting on the board early at home in front of their own fans on homecoming night. So in the rushing game, that rushing game is going to be key as it looks like the rain is picking up.
Yeah, I mean, that rushing game looks so strong with Karpiak and Lucas White, both doing some great jobs.
So that was number 9, Jacob Rice, putting that through. So we're going to take a short, quick break, and as Connellsville takes the lead now 7-0, you're watching the high school football game of the week right here on CUTV. Stay tuned.
CUTV's high school football game of the week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentworth. Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
Hello and welcome back into Connellsville, PA, as it was the Falcons who struck first with a quarterback keeper by Dylan Harshman. So now Baldwin getting another shot on the offensive side of the ball, as Jacob Rice is going to kick this one deep. It's going to be to number 8, Aaron Exler. He's trying to make some moves upfield, even hurdles a guy. Hurdles his own player, it looks like. The ball is going to be taken out to about the 27-yard line. And Steve, we're going to take a look now at Baldwin's schedule.
Yeah, and you know, these past games, I mean, they've had some very tough competitions with Woodland Hills, Upper St. Clair, West Allegheny, and it doesn't seem like it's going to slow down with that Fox Chapel coming up right next.
And Chartiers Valley as well at the
to
end their season. So it's just going to keep coming. So they built some confidence even coming into the next few weeks. So see if they can continue that. As now Baldwin coming back out. They're going to look like they're going to pass right away, throwing the ball deep there. That's going to be to number 23, a huge catch, Andres Howell. So moving the ball now in a big way from Baldwin.
Yeah, and you see here, I mean, what a pass there from Glenn Ford. He's going both ways on offense and defense, showing his arm strength there as Andres Howell has a great catch there for a big gain.
Baldwin just trying to answer back to Connellsville. We started with a huge play there in the air, and we thought that they were going to stick with the rushing game.
Yeah. So Baldwin needed, I mean, they were almost completely shut down that first drive and looking to strike back fast.
So now Glenn Ford in the backfield yet again. He's going to keep it himself, trying to make something happen right. Switches back left, making some moves upfield now. He has open space in front of him. Cutting back right yet again, staying on his feet. It's about 1 yard short, so called a 9-yard gain there from Glenn Ford.
Yeah, and he did a lot more for a lot for that 9-yard gain there. I mean, look at this footwork there from Glenn Ford. I mean, just undressing the defenders there, just very shifty work there from him to get that 9-yard gain, just going on the ground, not going through the air, and just a great gain there by Ford.
Just looking at him 8 yards there, so we're looking at a 2nd and 2. Ball's on the 17-yard line, so Glenn Ford throwing the ball and running the ball, helping his team move into the red zone. So now we're going to see with the linemen shifting over. Thought they were going to shift over to their normal spots, but now they're shifting over more right. And it looks like calling the field here is going to be a Connellsville timeout. So really confusing play calls earlier here from Baldwin, kind of getting Connellsville on their heels, just unsure of what to call on defense.
Yeah, you know, it seemed like they just had no idea what was going on, because I know I had no idea what was going on there. I mean,
now we're going to take at the conference standings for the Allegheny 9.
Yeah, and you see Baldwin, I mean, of course, they're in a tough conference there. You see all those teams, North Hills, Woodland Hills, North Allegheny, Upper St. Clair, all just huge powerhouse teams.
When I came over here from over in the East, you know, Woodland Hills was that team that everybody knows, even out in East. I mean, we see them in Hershey for the state championship games and stuff like that. And I've heard that name, and when I come out here, it's crazy to actually like see them moving up in the standings and stuff like that. So Baldwin, a tough schedule.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough season for them.
And Glenn Ford now with a quarterback keeper. We're going to see where they mark this, but he was pretty close, maybe even picking up that first down.
Yeah, and the refs there, they do signal for the first down. Glenn Ford seems like he's taking this Baldwin offense into his own hands as he's going both in the air and on the ground, making some great gains and some great moves.
So now Baldwin coming back out of the huddle. Glenn Ford in the modified pistol set. 2 guys in front of him and 1 lineman. They're doing the same thing, moving their lineman over right. Glenn Ford is going to keep it, and he's going to go left. He has 1 blocker in front of him. Just dragged down 1 yard short. So Glenn Ford picking up those much-needed yards, helping his Baldwin team get closer and closer to that end zone.
Yeah, Glenn Ford, like I said, just can go either in the air or on his feet. He's very fast, very shifty. He's just barely taken down there by number 28, Lucas White, who is playing linebacker on defense for the Falcons.
They're going to give Glenn Ford that first down, so that's going to be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. See what the play call is here. Glenn Ford chucked the ball deep for his Highlanders team, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle. And as you said, Steve, a name we see on offense as well as defense, Lucas White, coming in and making that big tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, such a big player there, 5'11", 197, is just making tackles and breaking through lines there on offense. I mean, he seems like he's a powerhouse player for the Falcons.
Definitely playing both sides, something that I don't really see back at home. You know, we see players more one-dimensional. Here it's two-dimensional players, all-around athletes. We're going to see Glenn Ford in the pistol set yet again. With Amir Muhammad running across the set, and he's going to throw it over wide open target in the end zone. That was number 21, Josh DiNardo, just slipped right out of his hands, and that could be due to the field conditions, as we mentioned before.
Yeah, I mean, that ball could be almost like greased up there as he's trying to catch it, and it just goes right through his hands. That was DiNardo. I mean, wide open. He didn't have anyone around him. I mean, that was a clear touchdown, but that ball is slippery, especially not having gloves on. Easily go right through your hands.
Could have been the formation that they were running that allowed them to get that man wide open. So it looked like Josh DiNardo was the guy who blocked for Glenn Ford on that run to the left. So trying to bring Holland a touchdown pass, but just out of his reach. We're going to see Baldwin still in that set. Glenn Ford's going to drop back. He's looking to throw. He's going right, trying to go left, switching back. Has it wide open into the end zone. Just drops the ball down, and Baldwin picks up a touchdown on the feet of Glenn Ford.
Yeah, Glenn Ford just feeling the pressure there as you see the Falcons, the two defenders there, just coming at him, makes a quick move, and it seems like they kind of slip on that field. The field conditions play a role, and then see Glenn Ford walk into the end zone there for a touchdown.
Looked like he kind of celebrated when he was going into the end zone too. Something that we don't really see. Like you could even draw a penalty on that one, but luckily he gets into the end zone, and Baldwin is going to continue trying to confuse Connellsville. Now getting into the traditional extra point set. They're going to kick it up and through. So now the score is tied at 7 apiece. We'll take a short break. You're watching the high school football game of the week right here on CUTV.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the CalU Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
Hello and welcome back into Falcon Stadium. As we saw right there, Baldwin getting on the board, now tying the score at 7 with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. And Baldwin showing that they can pass the ball and rush the ball. Getting into the end zone there was quarterback Glenn Ford. So we're going to see Connellsville trying to answer back. As Connellsville didn't get the ball first. And actually we're going to see an onside kick. And Connellsville is going to possess this ball at just about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, it's a weird choice of onside kick, but we're going to take a look here at Glenn Ford's touchdown. Not a planned run there. He's looking to pass the ball, but he found an opening and just kind of high heels it into the end zone there for a Highlanders touchdown.
So now Connellsville coming back out onto the field with quarterback Dylan Harshman under center. The I formation set. He's giving the ball to his running back, number 21, Noah Karpiak, and he's going to be pushed back. They're going to give him forward progress, say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play.
Yeah, Karpiak just getting shut down from the Highlanders defense. They're getting pretty pumped up back there. Huge stop. That was number 85 for Baldwin. Charles Harris with a huge stop there.
So now Harshman under center yet again. Still in that I formation set. Getting the ball to Karpiak, and he's going to push his way up the field. Pick up about a gain of 6 yards there on the play.
Yeah, he found those gaps in that line right there and just making his way through. Just big, strong play there, too, as he gets wrapped up and still goes for the extra yard or two.
So now third and about 3 yards here. The ball's on the 46-yard line of Baldwin's side of the field, and Harshman under center yet again. They're going to give the ball to Karpiak yet again. He's going to find some space up the field, bringing it out to just about the 35-yard line. So strong north and south running here from Connellsville.
Yeah, Karpiak, only a sophomore too, Danny, as we should make note of that. A young guy on the field, and he's not playing like he's playing like a seasoned veteran out there, just finding those gaps in the line and breaking with speed and power to pick up these first downs.
Seeing young players getting involved is definitely good to see early, especially when they're succeeding. See Coach East Ryan for California as well. They're going to give the ball now to Lucas White, pushing forward, but he looks like he's going to be stopped just about the backfield. We're going to see where he gets marked here. Gain of 2 yards there from Lucas White.
Yeah, and it's good for the Falcons that they have Lucas White and Noah Karpiak, because sometimes going to one person every time on that running game gets predictable. You know, now you throw these two with fullback and a tailback in there. Fullback, you don't see it often, but I mean, this Falcons team, they're really utilizing him.
Now Dylan Harshman under center yet again. Give the ball to Karpiak yet again. He's going to have some space up the field. One man to beat, and he gets into the end zone. So right there, Connellsville answering right back with Noah Karpiak.
Yeah, what a run that was from there, from Noah Karpiak just breaking through. Like I said, finding those gaps in that line, breaking a tackle early in that run, and then just finding all of the green ahead of him, finally getting into the end zone.
With time expiring as well. Gain to the end zone, and now it's 13-7 in favor of the Falcons. So now Jacob Rice trying to put one through the uprights yet again, and he will. So that is how the first quarter will end, with Connellsville in the lead, 14-7. We're going to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we'll see if Baldwin can answer back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week right here on CUTV.
Back for its third season. With more live episodes and brand new games. With host Stephen Ruffing. It's
Hello and welcome back into Connellsville, PA, as we saw there Noah Karpiak getting into the end zone, extending Connellsville's lead. So now Baldwin coming back out onto the field to open the second quarter, seeing if they can answer back. You know, they got their rushing game involved with Glenn Ford, and now their passing game was starting to get started as well. We're going to see if they can continue that.
Yeah, and of course they're doing those formations that not only confusing the Falcons, but they're confusing me. I don't want them to keep doing that. I don't know what's going on.
They're confusing both of us.
Yeah,
honestly.
right. I don't know what's going on. Never seen those formations before.
So now Connellsville getting ready to kick it deep with Jacob Rice. That's going to be right over to number 1, Amir Muhammad. He's going to receive it at just about the 3-yard line, so trying to make some space for himself. Amir Muhammad breaking through that front line, and Amir Muhammad now just has Jacob Rice to beat, and Jacob Rice looks like he's going to bring him down along the sideline. So a big play there from Baldwin. However, another big play there from Jacob Rice.
Yeah, Jacob Rice with coming up big for a kicker, just pushing him out of bounds, preventing a touchdown from that kick return. I mean, from the get-go here, you've seen him have speed, just busting through, not even touch, just finds a perfect gap in that defense, in that special teams. And finally, Jacob Rice coming up with a huge stop, preventing this Baldwin team of 6 points, just shoving him out of bounds. Just the last line of defenders, I guess, is the kicker, and finally bring him down. You don't see that often.
Definitely showing some speed and giving Baldwin great field position to get started. What we're going to see now is quarterback number 12 now for Baldwin. It's going to be Brody McLean. He's actually listed as a running back on this roster, so it looks like they're switching up. Also have to mention that Glenn Ford is a wide receiver, so various different positions and people starting different places.
Yeah, you just, I think they're using him as more of like a wildcat situation there, that Glenn Ford, knows he's listed as a defensive back and a wide receiver, but playing quarterback, this Baldwin team seems to be very versatile, just using their players in all kinds of different positions.
So now Glenn Ford back out onto the field. As you said, Steve, they might have been using him as a wildcat. Looks like they're going to be that's a wide receiver screen over to Amir Muhammad, trying to make some space upfield, but getting be stopped at just about the 30-yard line. Strong defense there from Connellsville.
Yeah, Amir Muhammad wasn't able to do much with that pass there, as he was on that kickoff return. Just couldn't get any opportunity. Just finding gaps in the defense, just completely shut down. Wasn't even with a loss about a 1.
You see on your screen there's a few umbrellas in our way. You're going to see a few of those today. Just due to this rain, this field conditions, it's going to be tough. All the fans. Now Baldwin with Glenn Ford trying to continue this drive. Glenn Ford in the Wildcat set, and be a timeout taken by Baldwin. Baldwin just trying to get something started with quarterback Glenn Ford. Looks like they were going to, and just take a little bit of a timeout. You see on your screen there, high school roundup. Steve, we're on there. It's definitely a great way to get used to all the teams in this area, and see highlights, standings, top plays, predictions, running Tuesday through Friday. We film those on Tuesdays and air them right away. Try to get them out as most relevant as possible.
Right, and it's really good because you from the East, you're not familiar with this the Whitfield football, and even myself, I am from Western PA, but these teams that we cover, I'm not very familiar with. Different conferences that I grew up knowing, but it's a great way to, like you said, to get used to these teams and what their strengths and what their weaknesses are.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, keeping them relevant, keeping you up to date. So definitely tune into that if you have any questions or want to see how other teams around Whitfield are doing. I see Glenn Ford in that modified pistol set. And he's looking to throw, and he's going to throw it deep over to his intended receiver, and it's going to be up and just out of the reach of number 21, Noah Karpiak, and he got into the end zone for Connellsville, and now trying to get that interception there.
And he was very close. If we take a look at the replay in here, if you're wondering, Karpiak is listed as a safety, and he does play that on defense as he gets his up there, just kind of bumps right into Amir Muhammad, preventing him from getting the interception, but very close, but just a solid athlete that Noah Karpiak is.
See Glenn Ford trotting back onto the field. He showed his arm strength earlier in this contest, hitting his receiver all the way down the field, so he can throw the ball. He's not afraid to do that. Now, Baldwin is facing his 4th and 8 at their Connellsville's 30-yard line, so see if they can convert this. It's now Glenn Ford looking to pass. He doesn't see that Connellsville defender there, right there, and Connellsville looking like to pick up that fumble. They just jump on Glenn Ford, so now Connellsville gets the ball back.
Yeah, and you could even blame that on the conditions. I mean, Glenn Ford had full grasp of that ball. Could have been a little slick, a little wet there from the rain. You see here as he runs with it, not really protecting it, actually. I mean, holding it without that, with the hand that doesn't have a glove on it, and he's very lucky that he was able to jump right on it because Falcons defense, they're right there.
So now we're going to see the Connellsville schedule, and just can't keep reiterating this, that they got started against Uniontown early on in this season, and then after that, it was just tough opponents.
Yeah, Penn Trafford, Gateway, McKeesport, those 3 losses there. I mean, those are some tough teams, and hopefully they can get their momentum back here on this from this Baldwin team and come out with maybe 2 or 3 more wins.
Now Dylan Harshman in the backfield, and Noah Karpiak is going to get this, and he's going out left, trying to get this defender to miss him, and Noah Karpiak is just going to be pushed right out of bounds about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, and speaking of high school roundup, it seems like we're going to see Karpiak's name be mentioned a couple times in our next show. I mean, as he is absolutely shredding this Baldwin defense right now, getting those breakout speed runs there, going down the line, has a touchdown already, finally getting pushed out of bounds there. Just you're going to have to look out there for Noah Karpiak.
If it's working, don't change it.
Right.
Honestly, with Noah Karpiak in the backfield. Now Harshman is actually going to give the ball to his fullback. Not sure who had the ball there for Connellsville. Number 34 is going to be Zachary Kavanaugh.
Yeah, Kavanaugh just trying his best to get through there, but just denied by some very tough Baldwin defenders there. Couldn't get any gain on that one.
Now getting a few players mixed in with Zachary Kavanaugh and Noah Karpiak. Karpiak is back out onto the field, and Kavanaugh on the fullback. So now with Dylan Harshman under center. The I formation, he's going to give the ball to Karpiak on this one. Karpiak slipping under one defender for Baldwin, picking up a gain of 5 yards there.
Yeah, Karpiak just trying to keep those legs moving and taking as many yards up as possible when he runs into those Highlander defenders as he gains a few yards as he's contacted.
Now it's going to be a 3rd down and 6 for Baldwin. Or for Connellsville, excuse me. Ball's on that 35-yard line. Dylan Harshman's going to get the ball and give to Karpiak. Strong defense there by Baldwin, just rushing through, stopping Karpiak in the backfield.
That was number 56 there for Baldwin. Harrison Merlot just, no, I'm sorry, that wasn't Merlot. Merlot came in a little late there. It was Number 4, Aaron Novak with a huge stop. Very quick on the tackle there, just coming right in and stopping Karpiak.
So now Baldwin trying to execute this. Connellsville is now going to punt the ball deep. It's going to be over to number 2. That would be Glenn Ford. So trying to receive that ball, and Glenn Ford coughing the ball up on that last play. Now Glenn Ford trying to receive that punt, and just looks like that could have been a disastrous situation there.
Yeah, just that ball, that rain is really killing this Baldwin team right now. He tries to catch that, and honestly, he should have maybe fair catch, let that ball bounce into the end zone, little touchback there, but he decides to catch it and goes right through his arms.
Giving the Baldwin some tough field position to get started. They're at the 1 yard line, so Baldwin really trying to answer back Connellsville, and now in a tough situation to do that, as they just need to create some space for their offense to get to work now. Glenn Ford trotting back out onto the field, still in that different pistol formation set. Glenn Ford's going to keep the ball and try to get some positive yards, and it looks like he's just going to get back to the line of scrimmage on that one. So Connellsville's front, their defensive line, they're going to try to push them back, maybe to try and pick up some more points.
Yeah, and they've been stopping their running game for the most part here. They had that one big throw earlier in the first half, but for the most part, they've been shutting down their running game, and they're going to be looking to keep that up here and just try to pin them and maybe get a safety out of it, they'd hope.
And Glenn Ford is hoping not to have that happen, as they're going to continue to stay in that set with one lineman moving over to the left. Glenn Ford's actually going to pass it from the end zone now. He's going to throw it deep. See if they can make something happen there. Number 9 for Baldwin, David Johnston. And he's trying to stay with that ball, kind of a tip drill to himself, just out of his reach, however.
Yeah, Johnston try to pick up that catch there. I mean, bouncing all over the place there, as Karpiak was right there to break it up, almost bounced right to him, and almost had the catch for another big gain.
Glenn Ford continues to show his arm strength, just throwing that ball from deep in his own end zone out to about the 41-yard line. So very strong throw there from Glenn Ford, but still faces a 3rd and 10 from their own 1 yard line. The line is shifting now over to Glenn Ford's right. Connellsville showing the rush, and Glenn Ford is going to keep it over to his left. Glenn Ford staying on his feet, going to get out just about the 5-yard line. So picking up a few yards, it's not going to be enough to move the chains, though.
No, Glenn Ford almost taken down, very close here. Breaks that tackle. Tries to be a little fancy there, trying to stop. But stepping out of bounds was Ford, so no gain. They're going to look to punt.
So now David Johnston can be back to punt for Baldwin from the 5-yard line. So Baldwin kicking the ball back to Noah Karpiak for Connellsville.
Yeah, and Karpiak's going to have to watch because he saw what happened to Glenn Ford. He doesn't want that ball to slip right under it, and that's very possible with these conditions.
Johnson's going to get the ball away. He's playing at just about the 35-yard line, so no matter what happens, Connellsville's going to have great field position. So now it's going to be down at just about the 40-yard line, 41-yard line.
Yeah, and the way that Connellsville, their running game here, just been outstanding, and that's not what field position, that's prime field position.
And looking at the CUTV's schedule, this week you see Baldwin at Connellsville on your screen, and then next week Beth Center at Brownsville, Fraser at Bentworth, and then Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. So it's always a fun schedule. We're getting to the time where we're going to see teams trying to jostle for victories.
Right.
They're trying to get into the playoffs. These teams really have to be on their A game and get something started quick.
That big game next week, Beth Center and Brownsville, probably one of our biggest on our schedule that we do. I mean, two great teams, and we're going to be looking forward to covering that game.
And Noah Karpiak gets stopped just about the line of scrimmage. As you said there, Brownsville, Gary Smith, our producer in the truck's got to be patting you on the back after this one. Connellsville breaking huddle now with Dylan Harshman under center. They're going to give the ball to number 28. It's going to be Lucas White. He's going to pick up a few yards here. moving the ball in the rushing game now for Connellsville.
Yeah, the Falcons have to love having Lucas White as their fullback, because he gets those gritty yards that I always talk about, just those few yards that you need, and just powering through that line. It's just a big body with the football when he has it.
And Harshman come back at yet again. Still in that I formation. You're going to fake the give to Lucas White, and now Noah Karpiak has some space out there, and there's going to be a flag on the play, so we'll see what this is, but it was in the area of holding on.
That was a good play call there, just little option. Karpiak doing the best he can there. He's finally getting pushed out of bounds. It's going to be holding on Connellsville.
He's now pushing them back are the referees, so Connellsville just trying to get something started there with that option play, and their quarterback is just going to get out there, and an unfortunate holding play there. So you see on your screen there in the bottom of the screen, head referee is going to call it. So push back now. Be facing a third, I believe, 14.
That's referee John Carson there, just keeping his eye on this game, making sure everything goes smoothly.
Ball is at the 45-yard line, so Harshman now in the pistol set. There's going to be a flag on the play here. And it looks like it's going to be against Connellsville. It's actually going to be legal procedure on Connellsville. So pushing them back yet again, 2 penalties in a row. That's something you don't want to see. Connellsville just trying to put some more points on the board, trying to spread their lead. Now it's only at 7 points with just about 5 minutes left. And just to extend their lead, get some confidence going into the halftime break so that they can come out and just continue their performance.
Yeah, and that has to put a damper on your offense as you've been cruising along this first half and so far in this second half and getting in great field position, then kind of ruining it there with those 2 penalties.
Now a 3rd and 19 as quarterback Dylan Harshman's going to keep it, bring the ball out to just about the 42-yard line. So getting out to just about almost to the line of scrimmage here. So Baldwin now has one more shot with about 5 minutes left, about 5:08 left in the second quarter to answer back to Connellsville.
Yeah, Glenn Ford's going to make sure that ball doesn't slip right out of his hands again, as I said before, because you can't say enough about these weather conditions. We've seen it affect the play multiple times.
That was a huge punt there, gathered in by number 56 for Connellsville, Brock Bassinger, and that was a high snap, and he controlled that, just getting the ball away, kicking the ball out of bounds. So now Baldwin gets the ball at just about the 20-yard line. So same thing as a touchback, but just trying to get some more points up on the board for Baldwin.
Yeah, and it wasn't the best punt we've seen, but it still pinned him back towards the 20-yard line. I mean, Baldwin not looking in the best field position right now.
It's better than their last drive, starting at their own 1-yard line. So now they have some space to get started.
Yeah.
Glenn Ford. So on that same set he's been going with all day is now Amir Muhammad's going to try to get that ball, and Glenn Ford is going to keep it. Connellsville's right there, though, gobbling him up. Picks up just about a gain of 3 yards there is Glenn Ford.
Yeah, he couldn't get anything started as the Falcons defense just swarmed him as split second. There's 4 defenders on him, bringing him down.
So now we're going to be a 2nd and 5, excuse me. Ball's at the 25-yard line. Glenn Ford still in that same set. Amir Muhammad is going to continue to do that and move across the set, and Glenn Ford just trying to break a tackle in the backfield, putting his head down now, trying to pick up any yards he can, call it a gain of 2-yard line.
Yeah, Glenn Ford just showing how shifty he is there, just making some moves on the defenders, making them miss, and getting some couple yards out of that one, as you see here. As he breaks one tackle and tries to cut it back, but he's finally taken down by a couple Falcons.
Going to be a 3rd and 2 situation here for Baldwin. Ball's at their own 28-yard line. Just about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left right before halftime.
You'll be looking to Highlanders run that Wildcat again. It's gonna be what you're going to be looking for. as he does.
Glenn Ford, strong run there, pushing down a Connellsville defender, but looks like they're going to still mark him just about a yard short of that first down.
Yeah, it was a nice run there, nice strong run as he busted right through the defense, but he was falling just short as they're going to mark it as a 4th and 1.
We're going to see what the call is here as Baldwin has gone for it on the past few times on 4th down. This time it looks like number 9, David Johnston, their go-to punter, is going to be out of there on the field. Noah Karpiak running deep now, expecting the punt. See when Baldwin snaps the ball, and they're going to snap it back to David Johnston. He's getting a nice punt down the field, making Noah Karpiak run back, and Baldwin is right there, so just watching the ball, trying to see if they can push them back even more. Ball's going to be down at just about the 20-yard line.
That was a great punt there. Pinning Connellsville back pretty far is opposite of what we saw on the last punt. I mean, they're in great field position.
On your screen there, you see our CUTV Sports 1 YouTube page. See all of our high school football games that we post there, as well as Vulcan football games that we post on our YouTube page. Also on Facebook, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but you know, it's good. Everybody can stay connected. Everybody can watch our games, even if you're not in the area.
Yeah, it's good to keep replaying these videos and all of these games that we do.
So now Noah Karpiak is going to find some space up the middle, switching back left and right, and he's going to pick up a gain of it's about 4 yards there.
And Karpiak just trying to get things started again, get back in his groove with these runs. See, couldn't get the first down there, but picked up a few yards.
So now Connellsville milking this clock down. Now it shows about 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Connellsville now in the shotgun set with Dylan Harshman. To his right is Noah Karpiak. Harshman now is going to give to Karpiak. Karpiak breaking one tackle, stutter steps even. Picks up a gain of about 3 yards there. So continuing that rushing game late in this second quarter.
Yeah, Karpiak just looking for that first down as he has a 3rd and 2 right now. Just give the man the ball. Let him do what he does there.
Clock is showing now 1 minute and 25 seconds. Connellsville faces a 3rd and 2. Still in that shotgun set. And the ball was a bad snap. They're going to call the play dead and actually going to throw a flag. So it'll be a false start. It'll be a dead ball, false start on Connellsville. So Connellsville, a few penalties. You know, we saw on that last drive 2 consecutive penalties, and now facing another false start before the play even snapped.
Even when they're getting some good plays going there, Karpiak just finding his groove. They get that penalty, push him back a few yards. It's something that they're really trying to avoid.
They had a manageable 3rd and 2. That's going to be pushed back to a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 6, actually. And Harshman is going to throw it out to number 20. Big hit there. Number 20, Aaron Nicholson, could not control that. As I said, though, a big hit, and they're going to call the ball incomplete.
Yeah, just right there, just waiting for him. That was number 9, David Johnston. Just a huge hit, breaking up that play. Almost a fumble, but was, like you said, called incomplete.
And number 20, Aaron Nicholson, the player that got hit, trying to get off the field and went down to one knee as the trainers come out onto the field. And the Twitter poll on your screen now is Baldwin. Steve, that 25% could be just you.
Well, I did vote on Connellsville. When I voted, there was some votes on them. I did vote for them. I don't know if you voted. I mean, you have the right to not tell your vote, I mean, as Americans. But, yeah, you know, Connellsville, so far, they are looking good. Both teams, really. I mean, it's a very competitive game so far.
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of upset that I maybe didn't pick Connellsville. You know, they're coming out of this game strong.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's, again, a lot of time to play.
And Connellsville lucky to get that kick off, that punt off. But a great punt at that. You know, took a nice bounce in Connellsville's favor. And now they're going to start their possession at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, and thankfully for that bounce, the Connellsville is pretty thankful for that one, and took a weird bounce and went back another 10 yards after bouncing.
So now with 46 seconds left in this first half of action, Baldwin just trying to get some points on the board and just try to build the momentum, as we said before. The momentum is going to be huge to carry them into the second half to try to get them this win.
Yeah, we'll see what the coaches have to say to both teams at halftime. What to do, what to keep doing.
Now Glenn Ford dropping back in the pocket, and there's some pressure up front from Connellsville. Staying on his feet, though, is Glenn Ford. Glenn Ford now switching back left and right, and Connellsville is just going to drag him down. Big loss there on the play, though, is Glenn Ford.
Glenn Ford just seemed to me trying to do a little too much on this play. At what point do you say, hey, I'm going to throw it out of bounds. I'm going to stop this play. I'm not going to try to get sacked here. But he tried breaking through. He tried making something out of that, but was brought down for a huge loss.
Maybe seeing even if he can just draw the play clock down. I'm not sure why you'd even stay in bounds. You're just trying to get some points up on the board for your team. And it looks like that will be the last play of this first half as Baldwin trots off the field. But, Steve, both of these teams, they're trying to get their rushing game started. Was Connellsville, and now, Baldwin just trying to get something started. But that's how that first half is going to end, with a score of 14-7. So we'll take a quick break for halftime. But when we come back, we're going to see if Baldwin can answer back or if Connellsville can continue to take this lead. We're watching the high school football game of the week right here on CUTV.
CUTV's high school football game of the week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentworth. Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecast from the CalU Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center. Online all the time.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association. For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Hello and welcome back into Connellsville, PA. Here we have Baldwin High School Marching Band. Sit back and relax and enjoy.
welcome the 2016 Baldwin Highlander Marching Band. The Highlander Marching Band is under the field command of drum majors Malia Mueller and Kaylee Wall. The field captain is Emily Abt. The band is under the direction of Greg Steele, Lindsey Verno, Jim Lombardi, Darian Babinger, Christy Gray, Connor Doran, Emily Raines, and Megan Chamberlain. The Highlander Marching Band would like to thank you for your kind attention this evening and would like to wish the Connellsville Marching Band best of luck in their performance later tonight. Thank you and good night. Happy homecoming.
Good evening and welcome to Homecoming 2016. My name is Molly Bauer and I'm Lydia Wolf of Student Council, and we will be introducing this year's sport. Miss Morgan Berger. Morgan is the daughter of Brian and Amy Berger of Acme. She has participated in tennis, track, and cross country and is a member of the Spanish Honor Society and National Honor Society, where she serves as the tech advisor. Her other activities include peer mentoring, reading competition, Good Neighbors Club, Envirothon, prom committee, ski club, symphonic band, student council, and attending PFEW. Morgan plans to attend college and pursue a degree in biological engineering. She is escorted by Ryan Mowry, son of Keith and Michelle Mowry of Melcroft. His activities include youth group, student council, quiz league, Envirothon, and National Honor Society. Ryan is currently employed by Mountain Pines Campground and plans to attend MIT for engineering next fall.
Miss Hannah Claycomb. Hannah is the daughter of Jason and Gwen Claycomb of CONNELLSVILLE. She has participated in track, soccer, and basketball and is a member of Student Council, Patriots Club, Good Neighbors Club, and National Honor Society. Hannah plans to attend West Virginia University and major in biochemistry. She is being escorted by Derek Orndorff, son of Rob and April Orndorff of Mill Run. Derek's activities include National Honor Society, varsity baseball, Springfield Township volunteer fireman, and is a church devotional speaker. He plans to attend Penn State University and play baseball and study kinesiology.
Miss Abriana Colborn. Abriana is the daughter of Richard and Tiffany Colborn of Mill Run. Her activities include varsity cheerleading, vice president of student council, National Honor Society, prom committee, Good Neighbors Club, yearbook, chorus, musical, and the senior class play. She plans to attend IUP and major in speech pathology and audiology. Abriana is being escorted by Alex Detweiler, son of John and Terry Detweiler of Connellsville. He participates in varsity soccer, varsity basketball, student council, and is the National Honor Society treasurer and former treasurer of the Spanish Honor Society. Alex plans to study actuarial mathematics at the University of Pittsburgh.
Miss Caitlin Grinnell. Caitlin is the daughter of Mark and Marlene Grinnell of Connellsville. Her activities include Student Council Tech Advisor, member of the National Honor Society, varsity cheerleading, reading competition, prom committee, the Good Neighbors Club, and the senior class play. Caitlin plans to attend Duquesne University to study pharmacy. She's being escorted by Eric Nicholson, son of Tom and Penny Nicholson of Connellsville. Eric participates in varsity baseball, varsity wrestling, the Good Neighbors Club, and student council. He plans to attend University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown and study occupational therapy.
Miss Kenzie Grinnell. Kenzie is the daughter of Mark and Marlene Grinnell of Connellsville. She is a 4-year captain and letterman of the girls soccer team, a member of National Honor Society, Student Council, the Good Neighbors Club, the Patriots Club, and prom committee. Kenzie plans to play soccer and study physical therapy in college. She is escorted by Ian Goodwin, son of Will and Diana Goodwin of Connellsville. His activities include wrestling, track, student council, and various community services. He plans to study electrical engineering, possibly at MIT.
Miss Allie Grimm. Allie is the daughter of Jim and Chris Grimm of Connellsville. She's a letterman for basketball, track, and soccer teams, for which she also serves as captain. She is secretary of the National Honor Society, a Snow Princess Court representative for the past 3 years, a member of prom committee, the Good Neighbors Club, a peer mentor, and a PFUW attendee. Allie plans to pursue a degree in secondary mathematics education while playing soccer in college. She is being escorted by Hayden Harvey, son of Marty and Jody Harvey of Connellsville. He is a member of the National Honor Society and the varsity baseball team. Hayden plans to pursue a degree in engineering.
Miss Hannah Vincent. Hannah is the daughter of Edward and Lynn Vincent of Dunbar. She is senior class president and a member of the indoor drumline. She also works as a tour guide of Falling Water. Hannah plans to attend the University of Pittsburgh with a dual major of history and art history with a focus on the American Revolution. She is being escorted by Dylan Crawford, grandson of Ross and Marlene Crawford of Connellsville. Dylan has been in a band, Arctic Glass, for the past 5 years and has played in various school events. He plans to go to WCCC to study and be an electrician.
Please welcome the Career and Technical Center 2016 Homecoming Queen, Miss Abby Stouffer. Abby is the daughter of Vernon and Lynette Stouffer of Scottsdale. She is a member of Skills USA and enjoys hunting and riding horses. She plans to attend WCCC to pursue an RN degree. Abby is being escorted by Travis Pacoy, son of Brendan Carrero and Dave Pacoy of Sitka, Alaska. His activities include cross-country, swimming, and track. His future plan is to join the U.S. Navy.
Now introducing our 2015 Homecoming Queen, Miss Jenna Hodge. Jenna is the daughter of Robert and Lori Hodge of Connellsville. She is currently a freshman at the University of Pitt at Johnstown, where she is a member of the cheerleading squad, dance ensemble, and psychology club. Jenna is being escorted by our high school principal, Mr. Nick Bosman. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, it is with great pleasure that we announce our 2016 Homecoming Queen. Drum roll, please. Miss Hannah Claycomb.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
Hello and welcome back into rainy Connellsville, PA. As you can see there on your screen, the rain just pouring down now at this point. The clouds opened up, just pouring. So the score is now 14-7 in favor of Connellsville. And Steve, Baldwin got their passing game started, and their rushing game kind of faltered at the end of that first half. But now Connellsville is going to get the ball back. So now we're going to see if Connellsville can answer right back.
Yeah, we're going to check out these highlights, and here was the first touchdown. That was a little run there by Dylan Harshman for Connellsville. The second one, we have Glenn Ford. You know, not a planned run there, but he's looking to look for the pass on that one, and he just walks right into the touchdown as he high steps there for Baldwin's first touchdown. And here we have Noah Karpiak with a great run there for another Falcons touchdown, and he's been pretty dominant this whole game. And there you see the winner of homecoming,
and
the
Steve,
homecoming queen.
I kind of find it interesting because they didn't actually mention the homecoming king. Were you the homecoming king?
No, you know, I tried running, but I guess you actually have to go to Connellsville and still be in high school to be a homecoming king, and I don't fit either of those categories.
That stinks. You know, we have Anthony D'Agostino last week. He won, and, you know, unfortunately he couldn't win this week.
Yeah, I don't know how he snuck his name in there. It was like kind of like how Harry Potter fit his name in the Goblet of Fire. I guess it was some sort of along those lines, some kind of conflict of interest there. We're going to have to look into that.
Yeah, some wizard and witchery even. So, but now get back into play, you know, and both of these sides, it seemed like both kind of stalled out towards the end. They really couldn't get anything on Connellsville's side. A lot of penalties plagued their drives from getting even started. So see if Connellsville can really limit that from happening, because, you know, that halted them from really getting anything started, getting more points up on the board. They were in territory to put some more points up, and Baldwin stayed strong on preventing a punt. So it's a low-scoring affair, 14-7. So we really haven't seen any side take control of this game.
Yeah, you're going to see Connellsville start running the ball like they were in the first half. And here we have the Big East, where Connellsville is second to last place, but they're going to be looking to get a couple more wins by the end of the season and look good against Armstrong. It's going to be a good game when they finally face them. Armstrong, pretty strong team, I guess, in this Allegheny or Big Nine. And then we look at the Allegheny Nine. Baldwin, almost just identical to Connellsville. They're both going to be looking for a couple wins to kind of boost their momentum here as they're getting close to playoffs.
Yeah, definitely getting later in the season, and you really want your teams to play the best football they possibly can to get them into the playoffs, as you said, Steve. But this Baldwin team, you know, they're coming with some very different sets starting at the line of scrimmage. You know, they're very odd, you know, with their linemen lining up different places right next to their wide receivers even. So it's going to be interesting to see if they stick with that or what they do in this second half, as Connellsville will be back to receive this. That means Noah Karpiak and number 28, their big fullback, Lucas White.
And Connellsville has to be so pleased with having Karpiak and White on that offense that they have. You know, they go to either of them, and on defense too. Both of them are playing both ways, and both of them very strong on both sides.
I was going to mention, playing both sides, two-dimensional players. You know, they're big players on this team for the Falcons of Connellsville. So now Baldwin getting ready to kick this ball away. It's be number 35, Jake Monroe.
And Danny, this rain was picking up, as we saw in those camera shots there of the fans. You know, they're still sticking it out. I mean, still a lot of fans here, as you saw the student section, and players are going to be watching that ball, trying not to go right through their hands.
Excuse me, Aaron Nicholson, excuse me. So Nicholson trying to make something happen, going up the field, getting some good field position. Ball is now spotted at just about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, you know, getting the best of it. Always want to, your goal basically is to get past that 20-yard line, so you know that you've made something of the return. And that's what he did, basically placed at about the 23 there.
So now Connellsville, so it's going to be interesting. See if they stick with Noah Karpiak on the ground. See if Harshman's going to drop back in the pocket and see if he can pass the ball. Harshman's still in that I formation set, and they're going to give to Noah Karpiak now. He's going to be stopped in the backfield. So Baldwin coming out of the halftime break with a strong defensive line.
Yeah, and that's probably what might be maybe what the coach was telling them in halftime, shut down this running game. That's what Connellsville has been doing, and they've been doing it well. And Baldwin's going to be looking to buckle down on defense.
Baldwin can really halt Connellsville's rushing game and maybe force them to throw the ball if they can't pick up much. Connellsville's still in that I formation set. Harshman under center, and he's going to fake it and go to the pass now, and just trying to get the ball over to Lucas White. It's a nice pass over to his right, and just fell incomplete.
Yeah, Harshman running out wide here. Throws off his back foot. The throw's a little low for Lucas White. Almost gets a hold of it, but just falls out of his hands at the last second.
And it could have been he was throwing off his back foot, and that's why the ball kind of went a little bit low. And he really didn't have his full force of his arm behind that one. As you said, Steve, just a little bit low, and the passing game now, as I alluded before, maybe if they force them to go to the passing game, but they did not. So, see, with 11 minutes and 15 seconds left, third quarter, Harshman just trying to make something happen, staying on his feet, getting thrown down in the backfield. Baldwin there yet again, now bring up a fourth down.
Yeah, Baldwin just had an answer for everything. As you see a pretty bad snap there, a low snap for Harshman as he breaks the first tackle, and he's going to get taken down. That second defender coming after him. They're going to have to punt, and like I said, Baldwin had an answer for everything.
And Harshman, when he was moving to his right, he was trying to see if he could find a receiver out there. Never going to see what the call on the field is. It's going to be a flag on the play. See what the head referee calls now. Be a dead ball foul. Be a illegal substitution on Baldwin, so giving Connellsville some free yards there.
Yeah, and just maybe taking away that big loss that the Falcons had. Still going to be fourth down. They're gonna punt it here, and Danny, it's a pretty risky call there from the ref.
Now Baldwin, maybe see if they could pick up that punt, and they do back off. So now Connellsville is going to pin them at just about their 44-yard line.
And Danny, we have a little Twitter account there, CUTV_PA. I'm sure those fans will be using it. And I know we all use it here in CUTV.
Yeah, you're an avid user of Twitter. Post all of our stuff that we do, and also on your screen there, a different Twitter, the Game of the Week. Since it's our 30th anniversary of doing high school football games, we have SAI and also Pam from the
Pam
media
Delverne.
suite. Yeah, Pam Delverne. She comes down there and gives some prizes away to the fans, giving a fan of the week. So getting back underway, Glenn Ford just trying to pick up some yards. As I was saying, pick a fan of the week, some Pirates tickets they give away. Also, always giveaways, just trying to get some more fans, getting them pumped up for the high school football game each week.
Yeah, I know tonight was an iTunes gift card and a backpack. Gives the fan with most school spirit.
So Glenn Ford trying to see if he could pick up some yards. He picks up a gain of just about 2 yards. Sticking with that running game is Baldwin, specifically their quarterback runs. Glenn Ford looking over to his sideline, getting his last-minute play calls. He's going to drop back and throw a little wide receiver screen. He's going to pick up a few yards. There was Andres Howell.
And risky passes there from Ford. Doesn't want to put too much sauce on it because this rain is getting in the way of both teams' offense. It's coming down hard as we see our cameraman down there, Ryan Kaufman. He is just drenched. He is not loving life right now. And for the best of it, we're nice and dry up here, but
props to them, though. They're sticking it out, giving us those much-needed replays that we need. So thank you to everybody, even the crew in the truck.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes there, Danny.
Glenn Ford in that pistol set again. And it looks like it's a designed run now, quarterback run. He's going to go over to his right. He's going to have some space down the field. One man to beat was from Connellsville. Glenn Ford is just trying to get into the end zone, and Glenn Ford is going to get into the end zone, high-stepping yet again.
Yeah, high-stepping into the end zone there. Glenn Ford with a breakout run, a designed run for this Baldwin offense. And once he found those gaps, once he broke those tackles, he had a whole field of green in front of him as he just prances his way into the end zone. As you see here, 1 tackle missed, 2 tackles missed. Then once he gets down on that sideline, he only had 1 person to beat, and that was Gavin Connor. And like you said, high steps into that end zone for his 2nd touchdown.
And, you know, there was that set that pretty much set up that run. You know, they had the 3 linemen over to that right side of the ball, and they could block down the field for him. So we're going to see number 35 for Baldwin, Jake Monroe, put the ball up. Kick is up and good. So Baldwin answering back early on in this 3rd quarter. Now the score is 14-14. We're going to take a quick break.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Hello and welcome back into Connellsville, PA, as Baldwin came out of that 3rd quarter, out of halftime even, and put some more points up on the board now to tie the score at 14. So Glenn Ford got into the end zone first on that quarterback run, and another huge run with Glenn Ford yet again.
Yeah, Glenn Ford just listed as a wide receiver, plays quarterback, but runs like a running back.
So now we're going to see Jake Monroe kick it deep. See, that kind of a squib kick there to Connellsville. A big hit there from Baldwin. And number 34, Zachary Kavanaugh, is trying to push his team up.
Yeah, see here, we show Ford's touchdown again. Breaking a couple tackles, a couple missed tackles there from Connellsville. He makes his way to the sideline, 1 person to beat, and that, of course, was Gavin Connor. And he just high steps his way into the end zone. Of course, that was Ford's 2nd touchdown.
And new quarterback out on the field, Dylan Bubarth. So he's going to keep the ball, and he's going to throw it over to number 20 for Connellsville. That was Aaron Nicholson. So nice little play out there, and see what they call, and they're going to give him the 1st down on that.
Yeah, and well-deserved 1st down there from Nicholson. Look at there. Nice little pass, catches it, and watch his move right there. Just says, get out of my way. I'm trying to get this 1st down. He does.
So now Bubarth back in the pistol set yet again, with Karpiak behind him, and Bubarth is just going to keep the ball. He's going to move up the field, trying to pick up some much-needed yards. He's going to pick up a gain of 2 yards.
Yeah, Bubarth, just, you know, this is his first couple plays in the game, and he is not afraid to get down and dirty. He's just going right at it as he gets that gritty run there, just busting right through the line, just getting a few yards that this Falcons team needed.
Now Bubarth coming back onto the field as that rain continues to fall. Still in that pistol set. About 8 minutes and 55 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Bubarth is going to fake the give to Karpiak, and Bubarth has some space upfield, cutting back. He's going to pick up the 1st down and more. Pick up some last few yards, just pushing forward off of his left foot.
Yeah, Bubarth, he's not taking long to make his name known in this game with a nice run there. Getting about a 13-yard run on that one with the 1st down, just showing that he can play.
And Baldwin has no answers. They're just allowing holes in their defense. Bubarth is just exploiting that. Bubarth getting the ball yet again. He's going to give it to Karpiak this time. Karpiak has some space right up the middle of the field. There's a few guys to beat from Baldwin. He's going to get into the end zone. A big arm tackle that was broken there was Noah Karpiak.
Yeah, Karpiak just running through there, finds his hole in that line, and he is off to the races. As we see here, we're going to look at it again. Look at him just plowing through, just no one touches him at the line. Has one person to beat, and he says, "Get off of me, Glenn Ford. Watch this run."
Noah Karpiak, a name we've called a few times tonight, just making his presence known, getting into the end zone to extend now Connellsville lead. Jacob Rice is going to put the ball up and through. So now the score is 21-14 on a big run from Noah Karpiak. We're going to take a short break. You're watching the high school football game of the week right here on CUTV.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Hello and welcome back into Falcon Stadium as Noah Karpiak with a huge run, explosive run right up through the middle of the line there. So now we're going to see Jacob Rice kicking the ball for Connellsville. That's actually going to be another squib kick. Baldwin did that, now Connellsville will do that. Baldwin just trying to push forward, trying to answer back to Connellsville's big run. They're going to get the ball out to just about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Danny, you mentioned this big run, and let's take a look at it. Karpiak just being dominant on the ground as he has been all game, breaking through that line with ease, and then Ford trying to break him down. He could not. He couldn't get his hands on him. Can't touch that, and Karpiak walks in for another touchdown for this Falcons team.
And that Karpiak run could have been set up by Dylan Bubarth, all those quarterback keepers on that outside. Baldwin was really looking at him, and then all of a sudden Karpiak had the ball right in the middle of the field, kind of getting them on their heels even. So it allowed them to open that big play up as Glenn Ford now throws over. Another design kind of screen play. Number 23 for Baldwin is just going to be moving down the field now at the 30-yard line. Not the 20. Be dragged down just about the 12-yard line. So a big play there from Andres Howell.
Yeah, and we've mentioned his name once here, but really making his name known on that play, and little bubble screen there, just doesn't get touched as he makes his way to the 50. As he's running down the line, finally gets brought down about the 15-yard line by Zachary Kavanaugh, and just beautiful play there and a beautiful run.
It was two consecutive kind of wide receiver screens there started by Baldwin, and that set up Glenn Ford touchdown, and they're going to move those linemen back over yet again. So if you're Connellsville, you got to think of a quarterback option, and it's going to stay with Glenn Ford. Glenn Ford is going to be kind of brought down by his face mask, and the flags come out as there will be a face mask. So, Connellsville is trying to stop this Baldwin's team, and that's not how they're going to do it if bringing them down by this face mask.
Yeah, and you see, we're going to have the replay here once the referees officially call it. That's John Carson's, keeping his eye on the game here, just making sure things don't get out of hand as he calls the right thing, a face mask on Connellsville. We're going to look at the replay. As you see Glenn Ford here, and right there, just grabs the face mask of Ford as he's finally brought down.
Sometimes in that situation, that's all you can grab to bring somebody down, and unfortunately that's just free yards you're giving up to Baldwin. Baldwin now has a 1st and 10 from Connellsville's 12-yard line. Glenn Ford moves his lineman back over to the right. And now Glenn Ford trying to make something happen now. Cocks back and throws. He has a man wide open in the end zone. That's me number 4 for Connellsville, or for Baldwin, Aaron Novak getting into the end zone.
Yeah, Aaron Novak with no one in sight around him. Just an easy touchdown. Not very easy for Glenn Ford, but easy for Novak as he's right there to just catch that lob pass for another 6 points.
it seems like both of these sides have an answer, and then the other team answers right back. So now with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left in this third quarter, Baldwin's just trying to try to tie this one up at 21. Number 35, Jake Monroe, back to kick it. Kind of a low line drive kick, and it is up and good. So it will be tied at 21. We're going to take another short break. We're watching high school football game of the week right here on CUTV.
CUTV's high school football game of the week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentworth. Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
Hello and welcome back into Connellsville, PA. As right there, Baldwin just answered right back with Aaron Novak from pass from Glenn Ford. So both teams are kind of just trading points back and forth. Now the score is tied at 21 with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left in this third quarter. So, Connellsville, Baldwin answered right back. Connellsville, if they want to just continue this to happen, they continue these streaks, they're going to have to answer right back. Is right there on your screen, you saw Baldwin just trying to get the ball back and trying to put some more points up on the board, and Connellsville getting the ball at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at this touchdown as the pressure was glooming there on Glenn Ford as he just lobs it up and prays that someone will catch it. And, of course, someone was there. That was Aaron Novak for the 6 points. And, Danny, they tried that onside kick to get the ball back, and we've seen 2 squib kicks from both teams back to back. And you got to think it's because how this turf, it's going to be slick. That ball's going to be skipping. It's going to be very difficult for the receiving team to get a hold of it.
And Dylan Bubarth back out onto the field for Connellsville with Noah Karpiak behind him. They're going to fake the give to Karpiak, and he's just going to run in that exact hole that Karpiak paved for him, and he's going to pick up about a gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, Bubarth just showing his grittiness as a quarterback, not afraid to get his head down and go through that line and pick up as many yards as possible. That's something you don't really see in a quarterback.
As I said, Bubarth just running right in the line that Noah Karpiak paved for him, and that kind of put him in the fullback spot. And now Bubarth is going to pass the ball, and he's going to be completing the ball over to number 20 for Connellsville, Aaron Nicholson. So looked like a play that was going to turn into nothing as Bubarth just got hit as he threw it.
Yeah, you'd think after he fakes handoff there from just going. You see your coaches are saying it's an illegal play, but the refs are going to keep it. It was nice play, I thought, by Aaron Nicholson to get a hold of that ball and get the first down.
Definitely was. As I said, he just turned nothing into something, picking up some yards and even the first down. So now with 6 minutes and just about 20 seconds left in the third quarter, see if Connellsville can continue this drive as Bubarth is going to keep it, trying to keep on his feet, kind of stumbled a little bit, and he's going to be brought down for a loss of 5.
Yeah, Bubarth, you see he could do as much as he wants on those other plays, but here you see he couldn't get anything started as he gets tripped up and couldn't find an open receiver as he gets brought down for about a 5-yard loss.
We'll bring up a 2nd and 15 now. Ball is on there. Baldwin's 38-yard line. Now Baldwin just trying to stay tough. Their defensive line was trying to get in there as there's going to be a flag on the play. Most likely a false start on Connellsville. It is going to be a dead ball foul. False start on Connellsville. As I said, looks like it's going to be number 70 for Connellsville.
And you see there, the Connellsville Falcons, they're getting these good starts to the drive, and then they're ended by pesky penalties that stop them short and just take them those yards away from them.
And now they're facing a 2nd and 20, or 2nd and 15 was a bit more manageable, but now they're going to try to see if they can get something started with Noah Karpiak right up the middle yet again. Noah Karpiak just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll be just about 1 yard short, bring up a 3rd and 11. So nice 9-yard gain. Unfortunately, could not pick up the first down, however.
Yeah, Karpiak just keeping this Connellsville team in it just with some great runs, and it's 3rd down, and they're going to be looking to pick up this first down.
We're going to see if Baldwin can hang tough, and this one's actually going to bring it 3rd and 12. Ball's on Baldwin's 35-yard line. There's going to be a timeout from Connellsville, just trying to muster up a play here to get into the end zone. As I said before, they've just been trading points back and forth, and Connellsville, if they really want to surge ahead, they really need to put some more points up now.
Yeah, and Connellsville are doing a good job of driving down the field, and they were cut short of by those penalties, and they have to be a little more disciplined. And Danny, we have Facebook up there, and there's the guy for Facebook, Anthony D'Agostino, our cameraman. He's a little shot war there. Anthony's trying to get a shot of Ryan, and Ryan's getting a shot. And look at that one. And both guys big on Facebook. No. As we put everything on Facebook as well as everything else.
Getting back into play, Dylan Bubarth didn't even get the snap off. Another flag on Connellsville. So as we said, Steve, though, they're just these pesky penalties. Like you said, the pesky penalties are hurting Connellsville from really getting anything started. Now facing a 3rd and just about 17.
Yeah, just, got to be a little more disciplined. They were driving down the field with some great running, and Baldwin couldn't seem to get an answer to their running game. But Connellsville just shooting themselves in the foot right now and just getting these penalties after penalty.
Now Connellsville seeing if they can stop that from happening, and the ball is out as it was just a mishandled snap, sorry. Bubarth is going to be brought down at just about the 48-yard line. So, they had a drive going, and then just these penalties and also just mishandling the ball. Now a 4th down.
Yeah, it just wasn't their best drive there. As you saw, the ball slipped right out of Bubarth's hands, and they're going to be looking to punt here.
Now Baldwin has a shot as they try to just get that onside kick, and now they're going to have a shot to put some more points up on the board. Now with Glenn Ford back to receive this punt, he's going to receive it kind of a risky spot. Glenn Ford making some moves upfield, however, and thrown down at just about the 23-yard line.
We're going to take a look at our CTV schedule again. They said next week, Best Center at Brownsville. We always like going to Brownsville. And then Fraser at Bentworth, and Bishop Canavan at Carmichael's. 3 great games as we're heading towards the end of the season, as we're getting the playoffs. So far, it's been an outstanding season. We've seen some great games, and we've called some great games.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen lightning delays and rain outs, and rain games, not rain outs, but rain games as we see here tonight. So affecting the games, definitely. And Glenn Ford is just going to throw the ball up to his intended receiver. It's going to bounce off the head of Bubarth, and there was a flag on the field. However, we're going to see what the call is.
I'm going to guess some sort of pass interference. See where the flag is there. Bubarth wasn't really aware of where the ball was. He just kind of went for the tackle, and it just boop right on the back of his head.
And Andres Howell, the guy who's been the main target for Glenn Ford. We're going to see definitely what the flag is. We're going to see if we can kind of see the call. Fortunately, it looks like he was not in the shot, so we're going to see pass interference on Connellsville. So Baldwin just getting some free yards now. The latter part of this 3rd quarter, Baldwin's just trying to possess a lead. Now they're down. Actually, they're tied 21-21, but they're trying to create a lead, really.
Yeah, Danny, I don't think Baldwin has led in this game. It seems like it's been all Connellsville or it's been tied. Baldwin's going to try to look for their first lead of the game.
And Glenn Ford just trying to make something happen with the wide receiver screen yet again. He's going to throw it out to Amir Muhammad, and he's not going to be able to get that. But on that play, Connellsville realized that it was 2 wide receiver screens on both sides of the ball. They blocked them out and forced Glenn Ford to really just retreat in the pocket, and that's what allowed Connellsville to just bring up that incomplete pass.
Yeah, and you see here, number 56, Trent Welling, almost had that big sack there on the play and wasn't able to get him down. He forced Glenn Ford to throw the ball out.
But a great job there by Connellsville to just recognize the play and really lock it down, something that Baldwin was trying to do with Noah Karpiak, and now they're entering right back on their defensive side of the ball against Glenn Ford. So we're going to see what the play call is here. So all of his wide receivers are streaking down the field. Glenn Ford trying to make something happen. A big throw there, just out of the reach of number 21, Noah Karpiak, a name that I just mentioned, and just out of his reach for trying to create that interception right there.
Yeah, as you can see here, Glenn Ford just trying to get that ball away, waits a little long in the pocket, throws it out, and you see Karpiak kind of took a step forward before he went for that interception, and he kind of stayed in his own position and just jumped for that ball. Maybe you see a Connellsville ball.
It's kind of even like a baseball play when you're an outfielder. You know, your first step should be back. And on that play, his first step was forward, and that kind of put him in a bad position where he couldn't really catch that ball. But now we're going to see Glenn Ford in that pistol set yet again. Now facing a 3rd and 10. Glenn Ford now moving out to his right. The pocket is collapsing. He moves to his right yet again, switches back across the field, trying to make something happen with his feet. And now he's has some blockers upfield and just switching back across the field. As you said, Steve, trying to make something happen, maybe a little bit too much sometimes, is now bringing up a 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, you have some fancy feet, some twinkle toes there from Glenn Ford. Look at where he's at. You know, he just making these Connellsville players work for what they got there as he makes it forward, but he doesn't get the first down. I mean, on the 3rd down, whether you throw it or do what he is there, he was trying to make something out of nothing, but he wasn't able to do much.
And the rain is really coming down now. It's kind of directed right at us. The wind kind of shifted and gusting around the field, and it looks like Baldwin just going to try to pick up this conversion here. And now Baldwin is going to draw the penalty. So there's a 4th and 4. So if they pick up this offsides, that's a first down.
Yeah, and it's going to be huge. Like I said, Connellsville has to stay disciplined in a close game like this, and we're going to see what John Carsons has to say. And yeah, they're going to move the sticks here. It's going to be a first down.
Definitely, that was huge for Baldwin. They're trying to draw that flag there, and they got it. So now Baldwin coming back out with fresh start, 1st and 10 with just about 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Now it looks like number 12 for Baldwin, Brody McLean, and he could not possess that ball. He just falls down in the backfield.
Yeah, this weather is just getting absolutely crazy right now. Danny, it's raining sideways out there. It's surely going to affect the play here as there's a miscommunication there. Maybe slipped out of the hands of Amir Muhammad, but it's going to be about a 3-yard loss.
And there's a tent over there on your screen, as you see. They're just trying to get some widespread, really just dryness. You know, they're just trying to keep everybody dry underneath there, but that wind really messed everything up as Glenn Ford just trying to burst through, and that line messed everything up and bring him down in the backfield.
And, you know, I'll be honest, it's the first time I've ever seen someone bring a tent into the stands. I've never seen a tent in the bleachers, but you see, Baldwin couldn't get anything started. That was Glenn Ford just not able to find anything on that play.
Is that legal? You know, you can't even sometimes bring binoculars into stadiums, and now there's a tent.
Yeah. Hope that's not CUTV's tent. Can we check? Yeah, no, it's green tent.
Baldwin now out onto the field, now facing a 3rd and 15. It's about 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Ford is going to go out to his right, and he's going to throw right. And that ball, it was because of those field positions, that ball came out, slipped right out of his hand.
Yeah, and you could tell that. We knew that. Glenn Ford knew that. The whole fans here knew that. I mean, that ball just kind of just sunk right out of his hands. Just as you see there, it just slipped and just poor throw. But not really Glenn Ford's fault. Blame Mother Nature on that one.
And now Baldwin, they had a great opportunity to really execute on that 4th down, and then they got the flag, and now they can't execute on another 4th down, so now they have to punt the ball. And actually, Baldwin's going to keep this, a punter keeper, something that we never see. And number 9 for Baldwin, David Johnston. That was huge for Baldwin.
Yeah, and totally caught us off guard. We still have a whole quarter to play, and Baldwin, they're not messing around. They wanted that 1st down, and they got it. Johnston with a huge run as a punter.
I've said quarterback keeper a lot in this season. I've never said punter keeper. It sounds weird. It sounds definitely different.
It might not be a real thing. I don't think any announcer have said that.
Well, at least I was the first one.
Danny, we mentioned you being the first announcer to say that. And just speaking of announcers, we're in the Ray Scott press box. A big-time announcer for CBS, ESPN, announcing Super Bowls, the Masters, World Series on radio. Just a huge accomplishment, and coming from Connellsville.
And also a military veteran, too, as well. So that's just adds on to the list of many accomplishments in his storied career. But now Baldwin will take a timeout. And that's actually going to be the end of the quarter, excuse me. So now the score is 21-21. And we're going to actually keep it here. We're going to take a look at the hot dog scores, something that we always like to do at CUTV. And here is all of the different concession stands that we've seen through the first 5 weeks. And, Steve, see how we rank.
Yeah, and there's Connellsville's score right there, 9.75. Not enough to beat South Moreland's 9.9, but Connellsville did pretty solid concession stand. You kind of walk in and you smell the sauerkraut, you smell the kielbasa, and just so got a nice score of 9.75.
Yeah, I actually didn't have anything tonight. We had Chick-fil-A before this, but this game has just been a dominant performance of the rushing game, as you see on your screen there. Glenn Ford getting a big run. And now tying the score at 21, but now opening this 4th quarter of action with Baldwin in possession, and Baldwin throwing the ball over to Aaron Nicholson. Nicholson trying to make some moves upfield, pushing forward, trying to pick up that 1st down.
And Danny, we have Glenn Ford. He's hurt. He's on the ground. He's not getting up right now. Now he is. He's slow to get up. He stayed on the ground for a second as he's running over to the sidelines. We hope he is okay. He's been a huge factor in this Baldwin offense. He's been running the ball. He's been passing the ball.
They actually called a roughing the passer on that play, as you see on your screen. Actually, he's out of the frame, but roughing the passer. Now Connellsville push back yet again, and we're going to see Baldwin to see if they can take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, Baldwin just great field position because Connellsville, they're not very disciplined in this second half. And Brody McLean, he's going to be coming out. He's going to take the ball.
And Brody McLean, a name that haven't really called much today. We saw Glenn Ford come out for one play, and now Brody McLean in the game. And it looks like Glenn Ford is going to come right back out. So Brady McLean just trying to pick up some yards for his team, and he does.
Yeah, and just doing what he can for Glenn Ford as he's injured there, just trying to pick up the slack.
So now we're going to see if Baldwin can continue this drive that they're having here now with just about 11 minutes left in this 4th quarter. And Glenn Ford is going to keep the ball. Glenn Ford pushing up the field now, trying to pick up a 1st down, and a pile just moving along, kind of looking like a rugby style play there, like a ruck, but we're going to see where they spot this ball.
You see here as he's going through that line there as he's pushed forward a little bit, and they're going to give him the 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal.
So now 1st and goal for Baldwin. That is big, being that now it's in the 4th quarter of play. They really have to put some points up on the board now to kind of put the pressure on Connellsville. And the fans here, I haven't really seen many fans leave, so strong fan base here as Glenn Ford now moves to the left, trying to find some space. Glenn Ford now kind of a loose carry of the ball, now getting back out to the 5-yard line. But, you know, he's been carrying the ball there with very loosely all day, it seems like.
Yeah, you know, he has to be aware, and he kind of runs himself into trouble sometimes. And as you see there, he could have easily got the ball knocked loose, and you know, just tries to make something when that pocket's collapsing.
So we're going to see Baldwin coming back out onto the field. Brody McLean at quarterback yet again. So Glenn Ford came off the field yet again, and McLean now moving to his left. McLean has one guy to beat on the outside and is thrown back from Connellsville as he just tries to put the stiff arm on him, and that Connellsville defender says, not today.
Yeah, he just totally denied him of the 6 points. McLean trying to get it just ripped down there from Lucas White, that big body for Connellsville.
And Lucas White coming up big on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. As we said before, all of these players on the field even are two-dimensional sometimes, even playing on special teams as well. So Glenn Ford is going to come back out onto the field for Baldwin, now facing a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. There's about 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. Glenn Ford is still in that set, and we're going to actually have a timeout taken by Baldwin. But, you know, in this situation, you know, you got to think, you know, run out to the left or right. You know, Glenn Ford has kept the ball on a lot of these plays. See if maybe they're taking this timeout or just revise. Maybe they're trying to go to a pass, and now they're thinking, out. Glenn Ford has worked today, so let's keep it with him.
Yeah, Glenn Ford, you know, he's totally dominating. And Danny, look at that total misery out there for our crews. Ryan gives us a little sad face, and just kind of be lucky to be in this press box, you know. But they're doing the hard stuff. You know, they're out there in the pouring rain, getting us the shots that we need. And you know, like I said, not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, and as you see on your screen there, all those water droplets, you know, that really gives us a good story of what tonight has really been. As that rain shifted, now it's coming right at Ryan. So he's a trooper over there, and also Anthony Agostino. We can't forget about him. Just because we see Ryan doesn't mean that we can't forget about Anthony over there on camera too. So thanks to both of them. We're going to see Glenn Ford is going to pass the ball out to number 4, and that's going to be Aaron Novak, just out of the reach. There's going to be a flag on the play, however. So let's see what this is. It's going to be interesting here.
Might be John Carson's going to be calling that unsportsmanlike. I'm going to be sure who it's on.
And it's going to be on Baldwin, actually.
Wow, and that is going to affect maybe a field goal if they could. You know, they're very close of getting a touchdown there, as you see here. Yeah, number 1, that's Amir Muhammad, a late hit after the ball was incomplete.
And Baldwin now, as you said, Steve, that's going to affect where they kick the ball from, or even if they do kick the ball, as we've seen Baldwin just go for it on 4th downs. And now with 9 minutes left, you got to think, you go for the points in this situation. And number 35, Jake Monroe, is going to come out onto the field. So we're going to see, though, because in that last play, we thought they were going to punt the ball, and then they kept the ball. They did a punter-keeper. I'm going to coin that phrase now. I'm copyrighted. So Jake Monroe out there now, though. So, and the kick is up, and it's going to be low, so that's going to be no good as it just bounced off that upright. So now Baldwin just trying to put some points up on the board. Unfortunately, that low kick did not result in any points, so Connellsville now gets the ball back.
Yeah, and with around 9 minutes left in this 4th quarter, Connellsville is going to be looking to strike and then hold them off defensively because we still have a good bit of time. Here's the kick that's very low, as one of the officials has to hide behind that pillar there so he doesn't get hit by that ball.
Seems like they've been hiding behind there for every kick. You know, those low kicks, they could really mess you up if it hits you in your face or anywhere else. So, you know, you don't really want that to happen. Now we're going to see Connellsville with Bubarth coming back out onto the field. He's going to give the ball off to Noah Karpiak. Noah Karpiak breaking a few tackles in the middle of the field there, staying on his feet. And he's going to bring the ball out about 8 yards gain there from Noah Karpiak.
Yeah, and this weather isn't affecting him. He doesn't care about the rain. He's just doing his job out there, almost getting that first down and just falling short there. But Connellsville, they're going to be looking to keep running with him.
Yeah, Noah Karpiak, if anything, it's helping him with his rushing game. You know, I mean, he's just slipping past defenders, slipping past arm tackles, even full-on tackles. He's picking up some yards, and he's already had 3 touchdowns today. You know, you got to keep it with him. And they're going to give it to Lucas White, and he's just going to be pushing off one defender, picking up the first down. Big run there from Lucas White.
Yeah, and like I said, Lucas White, Karpiak, such a dominant duo back there. You know, you never know which one he's going to hand it off to. And as you see, Lucas White gets the ball there and picks up that first down that the Falcons desperately needed.
So now with just under 7 minutes left, actually just over 7 minutes left, excuse me. So now 7:50 left. Bubarth under center yet again. Rain is kind of stopped just a little bit, and then the ball is actually out. We're going to see what the call is on the field, though. It looks like Connellsville has retained possession.
We'll see here. The ball is kind of just stripped there from Bubarth. But luckily, Connellsville picks up that ball. It could have been tragic. Could have been Baldwin's ball in some pretty decent field position.
Actually, it looked like it was on the snap even, maybe a mishandle. He was under center, so sometimes whenever the center snaps the ball back, it kind of hits off the quarterback's hands and drops straight down. So now Bubarth trying to get something happen with his legs. He's moving up the field now, trying to pick up the first down, maybe stopped just about a yard short. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 opportunity for Connellsville, but they're still moving the ball.
Yeah, you know, keep giving that ball to Karpiak. It seems like he's being so dominant right now with just getting that ball up the field. You still have a lot of time, 6 minutes left. Can you run that clock down? Just not give Baldwin any extra time to come back and score again. So Connellsville, they're going to be looking to make their way down the field.
Connellsville, that ball yet again looks like it was kind of mishandled at the line of scrimmage. So we're going to see, it looks like they're going to pick up the first down. We'll see where he's spotted at.
Yeah, Bubarth, I mean, clearly picks up the first down there as he dives forward, and that's a huge play. Maybe one of the biggest plays of this game as he keeps his drive going with time dwindling down with 6 minutes and 25 seconds, and they're going to be looking to keep this drive going.
There's actually a Connellsville player down, so hopefully he's okay as the training staff is out there working on, looks like his leg. But, you know, as you said, Steve, Connellsville picking up that first down, that is huge. Just keep in possession. On your screen there, see our upcoming broadcasts. You know, we have tomorrow with California taking on IUP in the Coal Bowl. That's going to be a huge matchup for both sides as both sides come in undefeated on the season. And then October 11th, we're going to see women's soccer taking on Mercyhurst. Women's soccer trying to really bounce back this season. You know, they don't really have that many substitutions, so just trying to see if they can get a win out of this Mercyhurst team. That's going to be live on CUTV Sports 1. And also next week, Beth Center at Brownsville, and then Vulcan Hockey. It's actually going to be the homecoming edition of Vulcan Hockey, so that's going to be really cool to see. And also that's going to be live on CUTV Sports 1. So we like doing our Wirecast setups. Very easy to set up, but it pays off for people at home that can't be at the event.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, that hockey. We love doing that homecoming hockey game. Everyone has a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere.
And now Karpiak is going to get the ball. Karpiak actually gets stopped now, something that we really haven't said much tonight. He's going to be dragged down, maybe a gain of just about 3 yards. So now a 2nd and 8, actually, so he can pick up 2 yards. Now with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you know, every yard counts as they're trying to make their way up the field.
Bubarth in the pistol set now with Karpiak behind him. Bubarth is going to snap it now. He's going to keep it on that outside. nice play by Bubarth, just split those defenders in the backfield, picking up some much-needed yards. As you said, Steve, yards are crucial at this point, so Bubarth picking up just about 2 yards short of that first down.
Yeah, and if Connellsville keeps this running game up, it's going to be coming down to the wire with time. And just keeping this clock running, it seems that. So, I mean, they're going to be looking to score here with time dwindling down.
And now Bubar still in that pistol set. He's going to fake the give to Karpiak. Needs to be thrown down by Baldwin. So Baldwin getting to Bubarth now, just stopping Bubarth from really getting anything started.
Watch Justin Schmidt here just pulling that jersey and just bringing him down. So strong defensively.
And now Connellsville trying to keep this drive moving in the right direction now facing a 4th and 6. So now it looks like they're going to bring the punting team out as a few players switch out on the field with number 56, Brock Basinger, and he's going to punt this ball deep, hopefully pinning Baldwin back as they couldn't get anything started on 3rd down. And he is going to kick that down, and looks like it's going to be, see where they mark it though. About the 20-yard line is where they're going to get Baldwin the ball.
Yeah, and Danny, this Hurricane Matthew that's been hitting Florida, making his presence known up here in Pennsylvania, not getting as much. You know, you just have to hope for the best for people in Florida, but still up here we're getting some rain, not as strong winds, but definitely making his presence known.
You know, this is kind of those tropical bands that have been coming up from that hurricane. I'm no meteorologist, you know, but you know,
Dylan Godet here.
following with Ryan, but actually Glenn Ford is going to throw the ball deep now over to Amir Muhammad. It's going to fall incomplete. As I was saying, those storms kind of whipping up over to Pennsylvania, and we're going to see that for the next few days here as that storm kind of dissipates.
Yeah, Glenn Ford just trying to pass there. Couldn't get anything out of it. And when you're in this kind of field position, your running game, you never know how it will do. So you want to get that pass, and you want to get those big yards in the beginning of the drive, so then you could run out the clock.
You know, if you're Baldwin in this situation, Connellsville took a lot of time off the clock. And if they continue to just run the ball, short runs, but productive runs, you know, really picking up yards, looks like Glenn Ford is going to stick with the run here. Be thrown back by Connellsville and actually stays on his feet, moving to the left. He's going to be thrown down. But as I was saying, you know, if they continue to just rush the ball, just take time off the clock, and they can really end this one. So there's a guy down for Connellsville, so there's going to be a referee's timeout as Connellsville player is down on the play. As it looked like that kind of pile collapsed on that Connellsville player. But, you know, Baldwin, they're in the driver's seat in this situation. It's all up to them. They have the ball in their hands, and they can make something happen. Now facing a 3rd down, a 3rd and 10. They haven't been moving the ball much, though. They got the ball at the 20-yard line. Now 2 plays have gone past, and the ball has not really moved at all.
Yeah, and Danny was pop up Twitter again. Give us a follow. Tweet at us your opinions of games, some plays that you've seen, anything really on our Twitter page. Someone's going to answer you. We love Twitter, so it's a great way to see our videos, see what we're doing, and see what we're up to.
Definitely. Also, if you're watching High School Roundup, use the hashtag HSR2016, and we might feature your tweets on the show, so that's a good way to get our fans involved as well. So now Glenn Ford is going to drop back in the pocket. He's going to try to throw. Actually, he's going to run. Connellsville is going to be right there to stop him, though. Should I bring up a 4th down? So this is very interesting now for Baldwin because you can't really go for it. If you're in this spot in the field, if you don't punt it and it results in not a first down, you know, Connellsville has perfect field position.
Yeah, perfect field position, perfect time, about 3 minutes on the clock. They could easily run that down, and the way Karpiak has been running, easily get a touchdown out of it. So, like you said, they're going to be looking to punt here as David Johnson comes out.
And those gunners for Baldwin, you know, they really have to keep their heads up because Karpiak back there could fumble it. You know, it's those field position or those field conditions rather, and a great punt there from Baldwin. Now pushing them back to their own 20-yard line. So really a 20-20, a great punt there.
Yeah, fantastic punt. That is exactly what the Highlanders needed. They're going to pin him back there on the 20-yard line, and Karpiak is going to try to put this team on his back and get down the field and try to get them the 6 points.
You see on your screen there, CUTV Sports 1, our YouTube page. Just plug that one more time. Definitely check that out. You can watch rebroadcasts of game whenever you want. We post those normally a few days after the event took place, but here are angelic voices one more time from the comfort of your own home.
Like you said, you watch those Wirecasts as we're live on YouTube every once in a while when we do that, so it's a great way to keep up with what we're doing.
Now Connellsville, more specifically Bubarth, just trying to get something started. He's going to be thrown back, and that was Noah Karpiak. And Karpiak coming up just a little bit slow. That was a huge hit from Baldwin.
Yeah, they kind of realized that that's what they're going to be doing. That's what they're going to be trying to do is give the ball to Karpiak. And Charles Harris with a huge stop there with a massive hit on Karpiak.
A big play there. Charles Harris, 6'1", 275, getting into that backfield for Connellsville and stopping that play from getting started. Now Connellsville have to keep on their feet as they throw over now to number 28. It's going to be Lucas White, and that ball is going to go right through his hands. Incomplete pass now brings up a 3rd down and 13.
Yeah, you know, in these conditions, you could easily blame the rain for something like that, and I think that's what it was, just slips right through his hands.
Yeah, and Bubarth kind of went out to his left and looked like he was going to try to run. The 2 defenders for Baldwin were right there to kind of stop that from happening. Then he just had to make a last-minute decision to throw over to Lucas White as that one just fell incomplete. So now a 3rd and 13, 2 minutes left, ball on their own 16-yard line. Now, this is crunch time now for Connellsville. If they can execute this and drive down the field, they're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, you know, see what they just kind of gets tripped up there. Can't get anything started. You see that Bubarth kind of got tripped up in the last-minute pitch out.
Yeah, and looked like Bubarth kind of mishandled the ball again from the snap. Now there's 4th down, and they're going to call a timeout. So now a 4th down situation for both sides with 1 minute and 43 seconds left. And now Baldwin, they're in the driver's seat. You know, Connellsville couldn't execute on that 3rd down. And, you know, I think it's the snaps. They're getting the snaps off. Very odd, a very weird play there. I'm going to see, but, you know, that personal foul play, that was big. That really put them in the situation they were in a spot to really get points on the board. You know, they could have gotten a field goal out of that and then pushed back, and then that field goal was no good. When now we're in a tie situation, and, you know, Baldwin just couldn't execute down at the goal line.
Yeah, you know, it's all about discipline, and right there just kind of came back, and bad karma there, you know, getting that unsportsmanlike conduct call earlier in the game, setting up for a perfect field goal position, but, of course, they dropped them back.
Now Connellsville trying to just punt that ball deep. Now the ball is going to be spotted at just about the 40-yard line. So that's where Baldwin will start their drive.
Yeah, see, like you said, they're in the driver's seat now with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. They're going to give it all that they have here. You know, we'll see what kind of plays they run. Try to catch Connellsville off guard, try to catch them slipping, and, you know, we'll see what they're going to run, and just Connellsville, they have to stay on their toes.
If you're an offensive coordinator in this situation, say you're playing Madden or something like that, what play would you run to start off this drive? With 1 minute and 30 seconds left, you got to pick up yards quick. And Glenn Ford, he has an arm.
Yeah, you know, and Danny, you've played Madden with me. I don't know what plays I'd pick, so I don't know what play I'd pick. I mean, I'd go for all the marbles here.
And they're actually going to pass it out to Aaron Nicholson. Aaron Nicholson is going to stay on his feet, trying to push forward, trying to pick up some yards. And it looks like they're going to go to no huddle set, just getting back out onto the field. They're going to go for this field goal if they can.
You see Nicholson there. Just watch him slip right underneath those two defenders to get a couple extra yards on that pass.
Actually, David Johnson, excuse me. So Baldwin coming back out onto the field. Glenn Ford just trying to make something happen on his legs now. Glenn Ford running back and forth. Glenn Ford trying to throw it deep, and that's going to be to David Johnson. This would be huge if he caught this here. Thrown down, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Pass interference. That is what Baldwin needed, and they got that.
Wow, and just when you thought everything was going downhill for Baldwin, you know, it's only a 15-yard penalty in high school, but still, that gives them way better yardage than what they are at right now in Baldwin. Like I said, you thought they didn't have anything going there, but then ref comes out with a flag for a personal foul, pass interference.
So it was not a spot foul. That's why I was kind of saying that would have been huge for Baldwin if that happened, but still 15 yards and a fresh set it down. So now they're going to get the ball at it's about the 36-yard line is we're going to place the ball at. And, you know, with 50 seconds now, you just run that ball out to the left. It gets some runs, and Connellsville really has to be smart in the situation. They have to realize what position Baldwin is in as well. They know what they're going to try to do. And Baldwin's actually going to throw the ball now, and they're going to throw it deep. Connellsville has a shot to intercept that, and the ball's just going to fall incomplete. So a disastrous situation there. Glenn Ford has to be smart. It's going to be roughing the passer on Connellsville. So Connellsville giving Baldwin some free yards yet again.
Yeah, and look, just almost intercepted there by Boobarth. But we're going to focus on that roughing the passer. That's another penalty from Connellsville that just puts them in pretty bad shape.
And now it's all on the back, basically. He has the team on his back is Jake Monroe, number 35, the kicker for Baldwin. And the kicker's, actually, that penalty is going to be on. We're going to see who exactly it's going to be on. Could not see on that replay there. But, you know, Baldwin now has the ball at Connellsville's 21-yard line. So Jake Monroe really is over on that sideline, kicking the ball into that kicking net. Now Glenn Ford just has to really be smart, make some good throws as that ball just fell right out of the hands of Dylan Boobarth. And he could have came up with a big interception there as there was green field in front of him.
Yeah, let's check out this replay here. And Boobarth just wasn't really ready for that one as it goes right through the hands of the wide receiver for Baldwin. And with 39 seconds, Baldwin's looking in pretty decent shape so far.
It doesn't say how many timeouts they have left, but if you think about it in this situation, you get a nice, decent run out to the left. And I believe that this is exactly where Jake Monroe kicked his last kick that was kind of low and to the right. So see if Glenn Ford can make something happen now. He's going to throw. Going now, disastrous situation. He's going to fall back. Now the ball's at the 31-yard line. So pushing them back. Baldwin had an opportunity, if they were smart, just run the ball in that situation. But there's a timeout on the play from Baldwin now, so they're just trying to manage anything. Originally, they were going to go for the field goal, and now they're going to have to go really for the touchdown.
And Danny, I want to look there. He had Andres Howell almost wide open to get him a few yards, and he didn't look to the left, and he couldn't get that pass off, which ended in a sack, and that took their prime position away to get that field goal.
So now Baldwin in a precarious situation. Now with 29 seconds left, facing a 3rd and 19. So you cannot take a sack in this situation. You really do not want to. That push you back even further. If you could pick up some positive yards here, Glenn Ford and this Baldwin team, that would be big. But Connellsville had a few opportunities at an interception. Really, they can execute this and turn it into something. That would be huge for them. Glenn Ford now just throwing it deep over to David Johnson. David Johnson's going to fall incomplete. Dropped the ball at the last second. So big incompletion there.
Yeah, as you see here, Johnson almost coming down with it, look, just kind of skies it up, hopes for the best, and there he drops it. And you can see as he grabs his helmet, he knew that he had to catch that ball, but he didn't.
So an obvious 4th down, you got to go for it in the situation. They're actually going to, looks like they're going to kick a field goal, and this would be impressive if he hits this. About a 47-yard kick here. 20 seconds left. You got to think, in this situation, if he kicks this field goal and if he makes it, that has to be the end of this game.
Yeah, you see.
And the kick is up, and it looks like it's going to be short, and Connellsville is going to receive this. They're going to run it back. They have blockers downfield, and you can't run the ball out in high school. That would be huge if they could, because there was green space in front of him. The ball is going to be spotted at the 20-yard line.
And we'll see what John Carsons has to say here.
So they're going to bring it at the 20-yard line. So that would have been huge. Like, we heard our producers in our ear saying you can, but that would have been huge if they could.
But I don't know if in high school you're not allowed to do that. I just don't know. But, I mean, all this takes is one good run from Karpiak. And he was in the end zone. That's why he wasn't allowed to return that. He wasn't allowed to come out of the end zone. So that's going to be a stoppage in play. They're going to have the ball at the 20. And like I was going to say, they all takes one good run from Will Karpiak to break free. We've seen him find some open space already tonight.
Yeah, thank you for clearing that up. That would have been huge if Connellsville could have taken advantage of that situation. Now with 12 seconds left, if they can get a big play down the field here, get out of bounds, another big play, that's something that they're going to need to do, and they're just going to take a knee. So, in this situation now, they're thinking overtime, and we're actually going to go to commercial now right before overtime. So, overtime now with the score of 21-21. This is something we haven't seen earlier this year, so this is going to be very fun to call. So you're watching High School Football Game of the Week right here on CUTV.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the Cal U Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
Hello and welcome back into Connellsville, PA, as we will see our first overtime game this season. And, Steve, overtime is different for different ranks, for high school, for college, and for the pros. So we're going to see most of the time, we see the team who wins the toss goes on defense first. They know what they have to do. They know if they prevent a score, they can just get a field goal and then win this game. So it's going to be interesting, though. And these highlights are really what set up this overtime for happening.
Yeah, these are our second half highlights here. As you see Karpiak getting that ball, heading into the end zone to make it 21-14 for the Falcons. Then you see Baldwin striking back, and that's how we got to this position that we're in going to overtime. That lob pass, just throwing it up, being caught by Aaron Novak to tie it up and bring it into overtime.
All these fans out here sticking this one out. Fantastic game. We knew that this game was going to be a good contest. Both sides picking, said, Steve, you picked Connellsville in our high school roundup show, and a lot of our fans were saying Baldwin, but now both these sides clash, and then now we're facing overtime.
Yeah, just kind of second-guessing yourself. You're picking Baldwin to win this game. It's coming down to the absolute wire here, and, we don't know how it's going to end. It could go both ways, really, at this point in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both of these teams seemed like they were starting that third quarter and that fourth quarter even were just huge huge quarters, rather. Both sides putting up a myriad of points, really, just getting on the scoreboard as much as they can. See here now the captains for both sides coming back out onto the field. And as I said before, it's traditional that the team that wins the toss decides to go in defense, so they know what they have to do. They know what, if they're set up in that situation that they have to score, they know what they have to do, basically.
Right. And now, so the person who first gets the ball, they score a touchdown. They don't win the game. The other team gets a chance to go. And if they score, then after that, it's sudden death. The first person to score wins the game.
And if the one side, the first team that gets the ball kicks a field goal, and then that other side gets a touchdown, game's over.
Right.
So it's definitely going to be cool to see, interesting to see, rather, what happens as Baldwin just sends out a lone man out there on the field to represent his team. Going to see who gets the ball first. Baldwin won the toss and elected to go on defense, I believe. They're going to play in to the right in Connellsville's end zone. So to see here what team, offense or defense, comes out for both sides, because I unfortunately could not read the lips of that that referee. Right now, Baldwin, they were down most of the contest. You know, Steve was saying earlier, you know, Connellsville has really been in the driver's seat for most of this game, possessing leads. And now Baldwin's going to have to go out and try to win this one if they can. And it looks like, you know, we can't really speculate which side's going to come out for either side, just because both of these teams have players that play both sides. So it looks as though Baldwin is going to go on offense first, trying to set the tone. The ball is at the 10-yard line, so that's where they're going to start. And now McLean is going to run down to about the 3-yard line. He's going to be pushed down at just about the 1. So a big run there from backup quarterback for them, Brody McLean.
Yeah, Brody McLean just showing his speed and showing his strength here, getting to about the 3-yard line, or the 1-yard line, I'm sorry, with a couple guys wrapped around his hips there, trying to bring him down.
And it looks like Glenn Ford is not going to come into this contest in this overtime period, and Brody McLean is going to stay out there. So they're going to – you really can't say that this is the Wildcat set, though, because Glenn Ford has been operating this formation all contest long. McLean now going over to his right, and he's going to get into the end zone. So Baldwin strikes first in this overtime period.
Yeah, wow, what a run by Brody McLean there as he just finds his way into the end zone to put the Highlanders up 27-21.
So now this is pivotal, though. They have to get this field goal, and if they don't get this field goal, and if Connellsville gets the touchdown and they get the field goal, game's over. So, you know, as much as an extra point isn't per se meaningful, you know, this one takes on a whole new landscape as kick is up, and a huge kick, kind of like a NFL extra point, and that one's through. So that's going to be huge for Connellsville. You know, they really have to keep their heads in this contest. They have to some explosive play just to get back on the board, you know, keep this one even.
Yeah, and we're going to see that Baldwin's up 28-21 after that, and that could potentially be the game-winning touchdown. But, of course, Connellsville, they start at the 10-yard line, so they're going to be looking to strike right back.
See who trots out on the field for Connellsville. See what the same formation they stick with, you know, with Dylan Bubarth back in quarterback. You know, he's not afraid to run the ball either, as he picked up a big few rushes in this play.
Of course, Danny, if the turnover also will end this game.
Bubarth under center yet again. Those snaps, as you said, Steve, those are huge, as Noah Karpiak is just going to be stopped for a gain of 2 yards. But, you know, that turnovers, you don't really think in that situation that they're going to be doing very risky plays. But, you know, the snaps, that center and the quarterback really have to communicate and get those snaps off right away. Things that aren't as meaningful take a whole new landscape. They mean so much more in overtime. You know, snap has to be great. Extra point has to be great. Just execute on every single level, every single aspect if you want to win this game. So now Bubarth still under center. I formation set, and they're going to give it See to number 28 this time. Lucas, actually no, Bubarth has the ball, excuse me. So that was a bigger fake than I thought, and the ball is going to be out. Connellsville is going to still have the ball. Like we said, turnovers, and right there almost was a turnover, but.
Yeah, take a look at the replay there. Little play action as Bubarth keeps almost loses it there. I didn't notice that on the first time. But look, the ball was out right there as he got a chance to jump right on it. Another tackle there in a strip from Charles Harris again, as we heard his name. He's a big defender for the Highlanders.
And this Baldwin team, it's an away game for them, but it seems like their sideline it's like it's a home game. Their cheerleaders hyping everybody up, and they're also on their sidelines. Everybody's getting excited on the field as well. Now 3rd and 17. They're going to look like they're going to pass the ball over to Bubarth, and he's going to throw the ball deep. Has one guy wide open, and the ball is going to hit the ground. Unfortunately, Connellsville had a guy wide open. Bubarth just underthrows his receiver right there. So now you're going to think Connellsville has to go for it on this 4th down.
Yeah, just hits the ground right there, right before. So close, and he was wide open. I mean, different conditions of this field right now, different weather. I think we're looking at another tie game.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens here. Bubarth just creating space and letting his wide receivers go to work. His wide receiver just falling short, however. So this is huge. This is the game right here. If Connellsville can execute, they're going to tie this one up. This will be a timeout taken by Connellsville as they're awarded 2 more timeouts in the overtime period. So now Connellsville coming over, just trying to make something happen. And Steve, we have not called an overtime matchup, I think, ever with you and I.
Right. I mean, this is our first season announcing high school football. We didn't call any games or you did. You called one. But, yeah, this season, this has been our first overtime game that we've done.
Yeah, this is exciting. I mean, learning some rules in the overtime period is definitely interesting as it's changed over from high school to college and also from the NFL. This is definitely interesting. You know, Baldwin, they're in the driver's seats. If they can keep strong on this defense, you know, Connellsville could see a defeat at home. As we said, Baldwin their lone victory has been away. And Connellsville, their lone victory has been at home. So both of these sides good at their respective fields. So now we're going to see Connellsville can muster up something here with Dylan Bubarth. Dylan Bubarth is going to be joined alongside of Lucas White to his right. 3 wide receivers to his right. Bubarth drops back in the pocket, has a nice solid pocket. He's going to throw the ball over, and it's just going to be out of the reach of Baldwin. However, that will signal the end of this contest. Baldwin coming away with a victory of 28-21. Steve, crazy play.
I mean, just what a great game. And it's coming down to the wire, going into overtime. This last play here almost intercepted, but he couldn't get his hands on it as it drops, and that'll be the end of the game.
Yeah, and both of these sides, great game as the rain just comes to pour down now. Seems like at the end of this game, of course. Stay tuned. Our next broadcast is IUP taking on California at home. But, you know, just kudos to both of these teams, you know, playing hard until the last whistle blew. Now the final score is 28-21. Thank you for watching. For everyone here at CUTV, Stephen Ruffing, everybody in the truck, Anthony D'Agostino, and Ryan Kaufman running cameras, Gary Smith, our producer. Thank you for watching High School Football Game of the Week right here on CUTV.